to the charts with Big Boss Crypto, bringing on a day trading analysis on Bitcoin and on Chainlink. And speaking of Chainlink, wow, what happened during the weekend? We went from $7 up to $11 in just 2 days. What happened, guys? Well, we're gonna take a look at that and what might happen next to Chainlink. Is it time to buy or is it time to short? Well, let's look at the charts. So I'm gonna do a different setup today because Chainlink pumped so much and we have broken the 1 year range that we've been in since 9th of May 2022. We finally broke this range. So I'm gonna start off with Chainlink. As you can see, we've been in a range from approximately $6 to $8.5, and I said trade this while we're in it. Long at around $6 and close your longs at around 8.5, take some profits and go short in that area too. And now we finally broke it. For over a year we've been in this accumulation zone. As you can see, during the weekend we broke it. No particular news was released. Could be quite concerning, but as you know, we've covered on this channel all the bullish news, and the technology is amazing, and the partnerships, everything is super bullish for Chainlink, but we've still dropped or been in this range. And finally we broke it. Could it be that they've accumulated enough, and by they I mean the market makers and the whales, the huge investor, the Swift partners and all that? Could it be so that they have loaded up enough on Chainlink? Now they're gonna release all the liquidity to the upside, creating FOMO for the retail investors. Basically, to say that we are in a bullish trend for Chainlink in the long run, we need to retest this region. Basically, what you want to do is, when we have a huge drop like this, when we had it and we broke out of it, you want to retest off 8.5 or $8, somewhere in that area, bounce from there and continue riding up to the upside. When we break, for example, this high, that's when you can claim we're in a bull market. So what happens next? Well, we have created these huge volume candles, so a lot of open orders are in that area, starting from $7.5 all the way up to, let's say, $9.9. That's where we have a lot of open orders which the market makers haven't filled, and they usually fill them on every time frame. So we need to, I think, at least recover most of it. So let's say we put it on this high, possibly right here. We need to retest this high at $8.2. We could go to 8.5, but generally I think $8.2 could be the retest region. So Chainlink will probably go sideways or slowly climbing down. Huge drop possibly to shake out retail investors. If we are in a bull market, we're not confirming that yet. But when we get to this zone or in this range again, that's when you want to see Chainlink possibly accumulating and then boom, moving out of there aggressively, shaking out all the short guys in that area and all the retail traders that possibly sell in that huge drop from, let's say, $10 down to 8.2. If we have an aggressive move down there, well, a lot of people are gonna sell, and what you want to wait for is a move out there and possibly breaking. We have $11 as the local high. When we break $11 next time, that's when you possibly wanna close off your shorts and go long on Chainlink. Not financial advice. No, this is financial advice on this channel. We're just doing this for educational and entertainment purposes only. So expect a drop to the downside. It's gonna come because we've created so much open orders in that area. Retail falling into Chainlink. Now we're gonna see some drop to the downside, and what happens next will be the key for what will happen during the next couple of months for Chainlink. If we do that, the targets to the upside are amazing. You see here we have volume candles all the way up to $12. Next one is at 13, and that's where I last marked it off, because the targets next to the upside, we have them all the way up to, I would say, around, yeah, as you can see right here, we have a volume count at $36. But that's a long way to go. We're humble at this channel. We don't make any conclusions after a big pump and a fast pump. We know the market maker is trying to fool us. And now let's dig into what Bitcoin has done during the weekend. Bitcoin basically broke 30k and has hold it above it or around the 30k area. And what I said to you, basically I've said this over a couple of months, that we're basically waiting for a drop to the downside down to 20k region. And to invalidate that theory, we need to break this second high right here at 31.8k. So mark it off in charts, set an alarm if you want to. We need to break this zone. If we do that, this double top formation is invalid, and we zoom out and we can see that we created double bottom formation around December 2022, first leg up, second leg up, and if we break 31.8k, we're in a third and final leg up. So the volume candles to the upside will then be recovered, and the next target is up to 34k. We could go even higher than that, up to 40k, and that is unfortunately where I think we'll create a double top formation, and we'll ride it out to the downside, possibly to 28k, and that is where we form a double bottom formation and move out there, and the bull run is starting. But I don't think it's going to start this year. That's just my opinion. Doesn't mean I'm right, but we're still, I'm gonna say it again, we're still in this double top formation structure. We had our first leg down. First retrace is continuing to the upside, but I think we're gonna go to the downside again, down to the 20k region, possibly, or even down to 18k before we create a double bottom formation. And that's, in my opinion, possibly the bottom, or yeah, the local bottom for this bear market, and we're going up only from mid next year. That's just what I project. Doesn't mean I'm right. I'm gonna have to revise that a couple of times before we get there. A certain amount of things needs to happen. We need to decrease the federal funds rate. And speaking of news from the Fed, on Wednesday, Fed Jerome Powell speaks. We have a couple of news, especially from the Eurozone, some from the US. Unemployment claims on Thursday is going to be a big one. And then next week is possibly an even bigger week, because we have the FOMC statement. Federal funds rate is going to be released on Wednesday, November 1st. The market is expecting a pause still. We'll see what happens. And yeah, generally the Fed has some talks even during last week, and you could sense, I don't know if you guys watched it, but if you did, and I know a lot of people have sensed this as well, that they are hinting that it's possibly time to go risk on again, because of the yield curves and the inversion. The 2-year is gonna possibly do a bullish inversion, and yeah, that could mean that risk is on by the big banks. And yeah, the general consensus from the last week's meeting is that Fed is hinting for the big banks, because they are the guys that watch that, and a couple of retail investors like me watch that. And yeah, you could sense that they were hinting that possibly risk is on again by the end of this year. So pretty interesting. And I don't know if the banks have materialized this yet, but they usually do it with a huge drop to shake out all the retail investors, sell off their bonds and treasuries and everything, and go into the stock market. So they need the stock market to drop, buy low, bam, we're reversing and we have a bull run. So we have to wait for that still, because that hasn't happened yet. Could happen in Q4, a huge drop to the downside, and then only up, baby. But we'll have to wait and see for that. And speaking of liquidations, we had a lot of people getting liquidated in this run to the upside. We're still around the 30k area. As you can see, look here, a lot of money stacked here around 40k, 36k, and even at 34k. Much bigger liquidation points than last week, which means a lot of people have been going short. They're taking the risk. So we'll see what happens. But if you see, we still have a lot of money in longs to the downside all the way down to 21k. Interesting. Yeah, make of this what you want. To summarize, wait for 31.8k to break. If not, hold on to your shorts and ride out to the downside, because we have completed first wave possibly, and we have a lot of volume candles if you zoom out all the way down to 17.5k, even down to 15k and 12k. And in regards to Chainlink, wait for a retest of this accumulation zone at around $8.5. Have a good one. Big Boss out.